come from many different backgrounds, holding secrets great and small. We are many different faces, different races, some who look familiar and others who don't look familiar at all, some very young and some very old, each of us with our own story. But we all come here to this inn on this night where it all began, where the separate threads of our stories merged into one. This is our story. Hear our tale. Relax, be merry, and enjoy.
Obviously, it's completely up to you how you handle that. So
It is for the kids.
I fear it's fun because, I mean, hell, for all we know, we get a potion of fucking poison that deals 1d8 damage to us every fucking minute.
What did I just come into?
Level 2 dies in 2 rounds. Just don't give it to your sorcerer.
Sorry, I
What
heard
was
give it
absolutely
directly to the
hilarious.
sorcerer.
I heard
So,
this was
you-
hilarious because
You guys have identified them,
one of
right?
our characters.
What am I missing?
Why are you
Start
momming
and
at me?
Dart.
What?
I swear to you, updated everybody's.
Why did you go outside with bare feet? This is why we tell you to go outside with
Did
shoes
Minnie
on.
just step away? Is that what's going on?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm sitting here like, wait, why the fuck is this camera no longer
get
working
half
for
of
me? Oh, he stepped away and it's dark there. Never mind.
Gart, would you mind just giving me a mic test real quick so I can make sure your levels are good for me?
Welcome in, everybody. This is the Friday Night Midnight Hour here on 103.6, The Confectionery.
Love it. Thank you.
Hush, Dean.
Dean
Well,
is
alright,
no longer available. You must be referring to the Wednesday night edition of D&D. Please try your call again later.
Jesus fucking Christ. I'm
What
just gonna
did
go
I
live.
just
I'm
turn
not gonna
back
worry about
to?
my intro.
Alright.
The Dark Bolt you are seeking is on 103.6, The Confectionery. He's on prime time at 7 o'clock.
I'll be right back.
Okay, now what is... There. I like this weird little background scrolly thing that I have on my stream name.
I didn't see a background scrolly thing on your stream. Hold on a moment. Stream is starting.
Is that mine or Dark's?
Yours. I'm pulling up Dark's right now. That's hilarious, Wolfie. You, everything is still kind of generic. Find me on social media, Twitter handle.
Who's live night? Dark Bolt, Wolfie,
I still
myself,
have not
and Minnie?
set all that up.
Yes, Wolfie, myself, you, and Minnie.
Can you go over my stream, make sure it's got the right title, please?
No.
Dark Bolt sitting there just jamming to something or other.
I'm jamming to music that only I can hear.
No.
He's listening to the unicorns in the walls again.
Oh dear.
Actually, I've got Fall Out Boy playing in my head right now.
That reminds me. So yesterday I went to the grocery store and they were playing Panic at the Disco over the intercom, and I have not heard some of those songs in years.
Honey.
So I was like, the nostalgia.
Rain,
Yes.
your title came up just fine.
Things gonna get real dark.
Gonna get real dark.
I mean, you guys are going to the City of Dead. I felt it was fitting.
Yeah, but it's not like we're going to dig up graves or anything.
No, that's not your
Depending on what we
plan.
find.
Yeah, that's not our plan.
This is not what we're planning to go to see.
However, I know that with a lot of you, that plan could change.
You notice something
I've
shiny
seen-
just sticking out of the dirt. It might dig up the grave.
I'm looking specifically at you, Gart.
Here's the funny part. You should be looking directly at me if I was there.
Yes, but we're doing something different with you.
Oh, and by the way, since everyone left behind me, I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah, he is going through and repairing the entire inn.
Oh no,
Bless
I'm doing
you.
something else entirely that you guys aren't going to be aware of.
Okay, I gotta say one thing. The first thing I read when I come back is Gar's bringing his shovel alone. And the only thing I can think of is this is gonna go bad.
Welcome to the conversation, Minnie.
Thank you.
Where we're talking about.
Or should we have the spade? Should we just use the spade 2.0?
Oh, the talking shovel, yes. Why are you able to talk to me, but you're still on mute? Interesting.
The worst part is you can do that shit because none of us is there except Gar is actually there now.
Gar didn't come with us, did he?
No,
No, I'm
Gar's
still
Gar's
not.
at the inn.
I'm still at
Yes,
the
I
end,
did.
but I have a shovel. I can find my way around. I'll just walk until I see something to dig up.
We
Oh, dear
see
Lord.
a little gnome in a yellow banana hat.
No, it's a turtle that walking through the. Yeah, if you see that guy, avoid that one though.
We see something.
Banana,
We see something yellow sticking up out of the grave, and as we dig it up, it turns out to be a banana hat, curiously
my-
preserved.
Maybe. I get the
Gotcha.
fun and all, but Wolfie, you want to get going?
Yeah. Let me just.
Well, Neeson, are you there already?
Well, I'm ready.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you're actually there because your
Alright.
camera's not on, so I wasn't sure.
Ah, fair point.
He was born ready.
I'm not sure.
All right. Who wants to do a quick recap?
The deal.
Yeah.
Fine. Quick recap. Let's go. Quick recap. Let's go. So last time.
Let me mute for just a sec.
He said, "Let him mute."
So last time, some of our adventurers decided to do a little bit more shopping and decided to go around the town. Meanwhile, Ukramar decided he wanted to be the village carpenter and has started to procedurally repair most of the tavern. Trying to think what else happened. Oh yes, Raid is almost 2-0 on knocking out party members. For those who weren't here last time, a frying pan was used. And now
What
we
can I
have.
say? I like
You're welcome.
hitting people by accident.
By accident.
And now I do believe it is Tay, Lyra, and Tristra going to the City of the Dead.
Yes.
We've got Varus and Ukramar and Gar still at the tavern.
And Lyra and I did go and have a chat with Staggett, who is a captain of the Waterdeep Guard,
Yes.
before meeting up with Tristra at the city records building and looking up the property records and tax records for the tavern.
Yes, Tristra in a cat form.
I was actually out of cat form before they came, so
Ah. Thank you for reminding.
you're welcome.
So Tristra's cat form is still secret from Lyra. I understand.
Yes.
Secret from
Currently,
everyone except Tay.
yeah.
They are the only one that know.
Jay's the only one that knows.
All right, and with that, what would you guys like to do?
Continue walking to the City of Dead.
All right, I guess we're walking to the City of the Dead.
Did you see my response star to what you said?
I did, but I'm walking to the City of the Dead. We'll talk about it later.
So I guess, well, first we can get rid of all the arrows.
So,
Yeah, let me take care of that real quick.
I guess
Tay, how devoted a Hell Knight is your friend Staggett?
he's a little devoted. I mean, like all the Waterdeep Guard are, but he's
That's
He's not-
noticeable.
he-
They've all got little tchotchkes all over their
Yes.
armors.
well. Obviously, he knows who I worship, and he doesn't hold it against me or anything. And he's not going to, unless you're a criminal and you've broken the law, he's not going to just drag you up in front of the temple or something.
He's. I'm not a criminal. I'm just, I guess, a runaway.
I mean, if you are,
Damn dogs are freaking out because next door neighbor dogs are out.
if
Aw.
if you are in the eyes of the law an adult, then you're not really a runaway. If you decided to leave.
True, but in the eyes of the priesthood, that's a whole other story. We'll have to see. I will tell you, I will be under disguise if we ever go into the Temple of Helm. Hopefully, we never have to go into the Temple of Helm for any reason.
I'm not entirely sure they would let me into the temple right now as it is.
Double heck.
Darling, if you would like, I mean, you look a little greasy right now. We could get you a bath.
I had one the other day.
Just because it rained on you doesn't mean it's a bath.
No, I visited Staggett yesterday and I cleaned myself up in his bathroom.
Why?
It's about the only place I feel safe taking a bath in the city.
Fair enough.
So, how far are we from the City of the Dead, dear DM?
You want minutes or
Well, I think we said from leaving the record hall, it was going to take us roughly 45 minutes with me leading the
Yeah.
way through the shortcuts.
yeah?
However, considering we've got 2 party members that have been gone, if they would like to go out and do something while we're making our little jaunt over, that's completely fine with me.
Make our way downtown.
We're not making our way downtown, we're making our way to the graves.
Yeah. Stop it.
Never.
Bad bot.
Never. Not even if you paid me. Or maybe if you paid me.
Most thing can be happening if you pay
Ah,
people.
there he is. I'm like, Houston, we have a problem. I couldn't find Virus
You
on
have a
the
problem?
screen for a minute.
He's right there.
Oh no! We lost Forrest.
Well, yeah, because I did expect him to be in the corner of a bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. He's taking a bath.
And Lyra's back.
Didn't we store them somewhere?
Down here.
In the AFK jail, yes.
Except Gar. He was always there.
Yeah, we never did move Gar out, did we?
Mm-mm.
Gar was meditating in the main
Um,
in the common room.
Wolfie, did you want to snag my renovated plans from the Discord and throw it up on the map so that we have like the proper bedrooms and everything?
It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, otherwise I'm kind of over here just trying to make do with what we have, and it looks like crap.
In
You
the
guys think-
meantime, I mean,
Y'all figure out what you want to do while I get that going.
converse,
Yes,
converse amongst yourselves.
Well, Gar's got hand up right now, so let's let him talk.
First off, is there an alternative weapon I can use in the kitchen since my weapon is being worked on?
That depends. Do you want to piss off Lyra or not?
Anytime I want, technically, but that depends. Is there a frying pan I can take?
Yes, there is, but you're going to have one piss off bard.
Well, it's either that, or I'd like to decide if there's a shop that's not a normal shop, like a shop that you could basically find, like kind of like a thrift shop, like kind of just something where it has kind of trinkets and all kinds of unuseful items that people don't want.
You want to know
Roll-
what's kind of funny?
Roll a general intelligence check for that.
I thought this was gonna be bad. Never mind.
You have a faint inkling that you've seen a shop like that somewhere around here.
Well, I just decide after I got my stretching out and stuff, I'm like, well, I don't see anybody, and I don't know. I feel like I'm a little rusty, and I know they still have to take time for the other things. I'm like, I'm gonna go walk around. I'm gonna go see if I can find this place. This might be enticing to go take a gander, because I kind of just walk my feet, open the door real gingerly, and walk outside and go look for this place.
By the way, Gar,
So
the
I
door's
have
there.
a question for you, Gart.
Okay.
How are you up for using daggers?
I kind of look at him and I go, daggers? Daggers? Ah. Oh, that's so funny. And I just keep. I
Well,
just
they could be
go,
thrown.
yeah, but these big hands, I barely can hold a dagger with this thing. This thing doesn't. You're talking to an old man here. I have to have thickness and some bulkiness and something cool with this thing. I don't want to just have some little tinky thing that I drop out of my hand.
He's got carpal tunnel. Oh my god.
That would be cool, but if I was like 30 years younger, absolutely. But, it doesn't work out too well. So I got to have something bigger and thicker. That's why they're making me some nunchucks. I'm so excited for these things.
Out of character, that's why I asked Gart, is because I have 2 daggers for some weird reason. I don't know where the fuck they came from.
You might have gotten them
If I
from the
remember,
Kinkus.
you either got them from the Kenkus or you got them as part of your starting equipment.
Perhaps.
I just look at him and I go, I appreciate it, but big hands, and I gotta find. I'm gonna go see if I can find a place that might have something off the wall. I'm looking for something really something weird, something where I can use it, walk around with it, and be like, and then I might get some looks. Hell, I'd even look for a shovel. That'd be cool to have a shovel. Guard just kind of walks out the door.
Out of character, don't you still have your walking stick?
No, I gave that away. See, I gave it to the people to make the nunchucks out of. I only had one.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Originally on the Ranger, I had 2, but when I changed to the Monk, I only have 1.
Okay. I couldn't remember what you had on hand still.
Correct, yeah. So I changed it when I went and redid the character out of character. I had to go from 2 to 1. So they got rid of one of the quarterstaffs. I had 2, but now I'm back down to 1. So I either have to buy another quarterstaff or I'm modifying the 1 quarterstaff right now. So I have no walking stick. So I have to technically go get a new walking stick.
Or you just grab a piece of scrap wood that's left over from Upramar fixing the tavern.
True. Yeah. And then just have it get it recrafted.
Yeah.
Or just use a 2x4. Gar's walking stick is now a 2x4. Let's just go back to wrestling.
Alternatively,
Upamar will allow you out of his sight with it.
Well, I was going to say, alternatively, you would have probably seen me carve Lyra a flute, so you could always just, if you find me, ask me if I could carve you a walking stick.
True. Once we get back.
Isn't there a wood shop around here somewhere too?
There is.
But that's all I was doing. I was just asking. I was going to use a frying pan, but I thought about that, and I'm like, I might get chewed out by somebody. But I thought I could done it, but I was like, I'll go a different route.
Wolfie, did you find the picture?
Yes, that's not the issue I'm having. The issue I'm having is every time I try to upload it, it does not want to
play nice
upload properly. Hallelujah! I got it.
Hallelujah.
Now let's see if I can get it to play night. Oh, that's not gonna.
There's a DM for you, Wolfie. Take a look at that and see what you think of that as an idea as well for him.
Give me 1 minute.
He's battling the map right now.
I am trying to get this to work properly.
As I said, you're battling the map.
Well, I'm battling something, all right.
Alright, so I'm just, before you swap it over, I am going to take a quick picture of the top 2 floors, because those have names on them. That way I could actually quick input them afterwards.
Ow.
Don't kill yourself.
There's something about the cranberry juice I'm drinking that's making me cough.
He starts coughing, and I have a sudden fear for the safety of my cookware.
Yeah.
I do like the flavor of what I just came up with there, by the way, Wolfie, as an idea.
Oh, I was already thinking about something like that.
If that makes sense. Yeah, no, I was literally thinking that would be really cool.
If you can't get it to upload, that's fine, Wolfie.
No, I just about Got it. I just gotta resize it and
Trim it, perfect, match it.
Pull it,
yeah,
twist it,
that.
bop it.
uh,
There we go.
books.
Boots? These boots were made for walking.
Are you freaking kidding me? That's quiet. Freaking grid. Ugh, I'm about ready. I'm going to throw.
Your DM has disconnected. What went wrong? I threw my computer out the window.
Oh, I'm not going to throw my computer out the window. Okay.
Not the computer.
I think
anything
Wolfie
but
is
the computer.
very, very, very quickly learning why the other campaign is moving out of Roll20.
We're going to try this again.
By the way, DB, I sent you a similar thing to give you a heads up. I think you'll dig it.
I will deal with that later because it is frustrating the crap out of me. So we will hopefully have the updated map next time. But it is frustrating the crap out of me right now, so it can go down the ditch.
Of course.
Okay.
Don't take it out on our characters, dear DM.
Oh, I won't. Much. Let me get back onto the correct layer so I don't mess with
What do
something.
you think of that other half of that, DB?
So what shall we do now? I mean, we're walking along. Bobbing along, bobbing along. Does anybody else wish to talk or do anything?
I'm going to see if Gart and Neeson.
Well, Guard said he was looking for a store.
All right, roll investigation. Nine.
See, that looks cocked on my screen. It's like right between 18 and 5.
That's what mine does too. Guard just keeps looking and he's like, did I go down the wrong street again? And I keep looking and I'm like, hey, there's at least some cool, cool buildings and some cool lights. Just keeps walking around and just thinking about all the stuff he's getting made. And he's like, I hope I can find it. Hope they don't close too. Gotta try to find it. That's what I'm doing. Continue to walk around.
You walk around, you ask a couple questions. a nice person directs you towards the dock ward where you were previously,
Oh,
and
thank you.
says, "There's a very odd shop down that way."
Oh, cool. Thank you. Is it this way or that
Yeah,
way?
you just go this way. Has a stuffed beholder in the window. You can't miss it.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you kindly. And
Will you?
By the way, I do hope everyone is doing well tonight.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sorry,
Other than my
I know
calls.
that it's been
Yeah,
a
just
rough week
walking
for a
that way.
lot of
I
us.
must have been muted.
Hmm?
No, I just said I
Just
was
kinda
walking
slow.
that way. That's all. I'm just walking towards that way you mentioned. So whatever.
So we got
Walking along,
four.
walking along, walking along.
We got 4 characters walking. Neeson, is there anything that you would like to do?
I think I'll go out and see if I can find the others.
What?
Roll investigation.
That is...
Well, here, I can actually help with that. I can walk over, and since I see he's getting ready to head out, I can do this. Where you headed there, Ferris?
Well, go out and see if we can find the others.
Oh, last I knew they were heading down towards the southwest to find out some information on the tavern as well as a couple other things. And from what I know, it sounded like Trisra knew that the location they might end up eventually to would be over near the City of Dead.
Interesting.
So
That's
they
fair.
probably might be approaching that by now. It's been a couple hours.
Then I'm probably gonna go there and see. What is the worst thing that can go wrong? Ah.
Famous last words in a D&D session.
Exactly.
I'm
Don't
just
say
gonna
me.
Never,
Don't-
ever ask that.
Yeah.
So to give you a better idea of where they went originally, for your information, Neeson, they went over here originally, and now they're making their way northeast east towards the City of Dead, and they're probably like right here in the Millcastle Ward.
Yep.
And we, if you look dead north of the City of Dead, we're up here in that purple square.
And you're about a mile away.
Yep. By the time you get there, if you were to go through the back roads, like go down Brondier's way, and keep heading like south through the back roads to like Gilthoon, and then Melsmer's way, you would eventually get there probably roughly around the same time as them, actually.
The only problem with
I
that
love-
is
I-
he doesn't have a
Oh,
city
he doesn't
map and
know.
he's not a native.
Right.
I forgot.
You only have 2 natives.
So he would have to take the high road, which honestly, you said that there was a like stable somewhere on the high road, right?
There's not a stable, but there is a
God damn it, DB.
carriage.
Carriage? Ah, yeah, he could take that, saying he wants to head towards the Sea of the Dead. So there's your options for you, I guess, Neeson.
Well, then it's probably best idea to find a map. Or ask direction. That is also a probability.
You actually should have a map.
Yeah, we did get a map actually from what's his face.
Yeah, you got one from Vola.
Who's holding
Hold on.
it?
He gave us each one, from what I recall.
Okay.
I don't remember getting a map.
You don't need one. You're a native.
I understand this, but I don't remember getting a map.
But Well, yeah, I'm going to know every
Everybody
freaking
else is
back
getting a
alley
map.
by
I want a
the
map.
back of my hand.
Yeah, no, because I even have it recorded in my character sheet that I have a map of Waterdeep that was basically 1/10 of a pound. And I would not have been one to just up and grab a map. So I
You're
guess
gonna.
it's up to you, Wolfie. I could give him my map if you want to say we just have one.
No, everyone has one. Volo gave everyone one.
Yeah. All of those people that didn't know the town as well. That's good.
So you
Either
can.
way.
What would you like to do, Neeson?
Well,
Yo.
the shortest path down there will probably be the best then. If you have a map, then I can just estimate it at least.
Yeah.
Oh crap, that was way too big. Okay.
So,
Do you just want to
Bless you.
walk that way then?
Yeah, that's probably the best
Walk
idea.
this way.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I didn't realize that we had a copper in here.
No, we have a discount copper.
Oh, so we have
Fine.
brass.
Hey, ow! Potion of unbeing.
No. We need Okrama to be in here.
We do. We need Ukrama to be here.
He's gonna be the assembler of the town.
All right. So
We
Bar
offered to
starts-
help. He just kind of grunted and kept going.
bars just keep.
And almost knocked me out.
Doing a nice little jog towards the City of the Dead. Catch a few people off guard because most people do not briskly walk towards the City of the Dead.
Briskly walk. No.
meanwhile, he's also going,
Yeah.
"You got to go and dig those holes."
So his walk would be what,
No,
probably about an
that-
hour, you would say, Wolfie?
Roughly.
Okay, and they were about half an hour, 45 out, so he would be showing up below after him. Okay.
Go ahead.
The guard's walking
What's
a long
next?
ways to get to frickin' the shop he's trying to get to.
Well, that's
We'll jump back. We'll jump back to Gar real quick. You find yourself back in the familiar, somewhat familiar at least, dock ward, where you were dealing with. Yes, you were
the
dealing
chicken.
with the. Yes, you were dealing with the gain war the other day, basically.
The what?
Oh, trust me, Rain.
gang war.
The dock ward is where you guys were dealing with the
Oh, the brawl and that?
We went. We
not
went
so
in
much the
sewer
brawl,
net.
but that's where
Yeah,
you were
way
at
south.
you're in the hideout, the Zentrum Guild's hideout, and entering the sewers to find the Xanathar's Guild.
Oh, okay. Alright.
You do find the shop.
If I recall right as well, the place that we first met was down over by, yeah, here, this one.
I just looked at my notes. The yawning portal's up in the castle ward. The dock ward is where we went to. That was where Volocamp said that they had drinks and everything, and that's where he had last seen his friend. The I'm
The dock
assuming
ward's
it's
where you
yeah,
were
something.
at the Skewered Dragon.
Yeah, and then the warehouse or whatever that's down
Was
here.
just north of it, yeah.
Yeah.
As I recall, it took us 15 minutes to travel from here up to there.
Yeah.
So you do find what a somewhat familiar sight. You did go past this shop the other day. It's old Zoblom shop.
Guard just kind
I
of
mean-
looks at it and goes, "Oh, I think I remember this shop. I just maybe glanced at it too much." I'm like, I kind of see the little thing outside of it, and I kind of walk up and kind of knock on the door real gingerly and say, "Hello, anybody there?"
Yes, come in.
Guard just gently opens the door and says, "Greetings. I was directed to come to this shop."
As you open the door, clouds of lavender-scented purple smoke proceed to trail out of the door. As you glance in, every single wall is purple. Every knickknack on the shelf is purple.
Bless you.
Well,
Continuing
that
to-
was poorly timed.
Continuing to
No, I think
peer
it was
around,
beautifully timed.
you see a hairless old gnome sitting cross-legged on the counter, wearing purple plum-colored robes. His cheeks are decorated with 9 purple face-painted eyes. He looks over at you, has a pipe in his hand, takes a nice big puff, exhales a cloud of this lavender smoke before raising a hand. Hail and well met, traveler. Come browse the shelves of the most curious curiosity shop in the world.
Guard just kind of nods and pulls out his pipe and goes, "I'll cheer to that," and kind of just holds his pipe in his mouth, and he looks around and he goes, "Heard you might have something that's something interesting for a traveler like myself, because I don't. None of the shops really can entice me enough."
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by chat going on here.
No, you're fine. Guard just kind of says, "I have a couple things getting made right now. What do you have in regards to, like, because you know my bulky size of myself. I'm looking for something that kind of just can be an intangible, something that a person of my size holding or having would be like really off the wall. What do you suggest? Because I used to be around a lot of gnomes in my time, and maybe you have something clever up your sleeve."
Look around. I have many wonderful curiosities.
So Guard kind of looks and he continues to ponder, and he's looking at like longer items. He's looking at things that he might use to walk with, and he's looking for something that he can maybe stash on himself that's really off the wall. So I continue to look, and you want to throw something? Do I need to roll something to see if something catches my eye?
Roll 3d6.
Suddenly, he finds a super wondrous item that will make him as powerful as a level 20.
All right, then roll
Don't do
me
that.
3 d100s. Thank you. Looking around, you find what appears to be the deed for a parcel of land, wrapped in a very nice purple ribbon. But the name of the place does not seem familiar to you. You also find.
Okay. Can you repeat the first part of that again? Because it kind of mumbled. I
Sorry.
didn't get it.
You find the deed to a parcel of land, but you don't recognize the name of the area. It's
Okay.
wrapped in a nice purple ribbon. You get the sense that purple's kind of this guy's aesthetic. And there it is.
I'm just saying, as a player, I approve of this guy.
You also find a purple ragdoll with two little dots perfectly spaced on its neck. And a tattered purple burlap sack with made to look like a mask with a little crooked smile painted on it in a deeper purple.
So you say it's like a bag.
It's a burlap sack, but it does have a opening cut into it to make it look like a mask. So it's got this. Imagine a purple Joker. You've got that kind of smile on this.
Okay. And those are the three things.
Those are the three odd things that you find. You do find a walking stick kind of tucked into the corner. It is made out of a purple wood and has a purple dye. Has a purple dyed leather strap
Okay.
affixed to it.
So Guard kind of looks at everything. He sees those things, and he kind of comes back, and he kind of laughs at a few things, and he's chuckling, and he goes. He kind of brings back to the old man or the gnome that's sitting there smoking. He puts down the walking stick. He puts down the voodoo doll, the doll, and puts down that deed down. He puts these three things down. He goes, these three items intrigue me a little bit. Do you know anything about these?
Well,
Everything but the doll.
the staff is just a normal quarterstaff. But those other two items, I came across them in my travels. They seem to be very unique. I'm very curious. I haven't heard of the place on this deed, so I'm hoping that someone will get some use out of it.
I kind of tell him. I go, well, I'm actually gonna. The doll reminds me a lot of when I had a sister when I was a kid, and she used to play with dolls like this, and it brings back some memories. And so I thought I would hang the doll on my on the stick, and I could walk around with it, so it gives me some memories of family resemblance too. So it's kind of a gesture thing. But what's your cost for all this stuff, and what? Do you want me to relay back to you if I find anything out about the deed for you?
Oh, if you can find the place that's listed on the deed, it's yours. You've legally bought that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What would be the damage? How much would I owe you for all this?
4 gold and 2 silver.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Guard just kind of reaches in, grabs the 4 gold, 2 silver as requested. So it's and hands it right to him, sets it right on the table there, and tells him thank you. And I also kind of stand there hanging up the doll right on the the quarterstaff, and I go, "You have any string or anything I can put this on so it doesn't come apart right away?"
Yes, and he reaches it underneath and pulls out a variety of purple thread and purple yarn.
Oh, thank you. And I kind of tie it on there and show it. And I show him, "What do you think? Does it look good? Does it look okay?"
I love the aesthetic. It looks very, very good on you.
I just bow to him gracefully and I say thank you, and I wish you best of luck in finding things. And if I find anything else for you, I will bring it your way, especially if it's the thematic that you have. I gracefully kind of acknowledge, and I kind of take everything, put it in my sack, and keep my walking stick with the doll, and I kind of gracefully walk out the door.
Have fun.
I kind of give my right hand or my left hand a friendly wave from the back, and I look back at him and I go, "Great travels to you too." So now guard after gets out of the shop, shuts the door, and he kind of starts smiling, just looking at his new walking stick that he's got and his little trinket. He kind of thinks about it and goes, "Now how am I gonna find this place?" And I kind of pull out that thing and I'm looking at it and I go, "I have no clue because I don't even think it's in this town." But I kind of just want to grace over it, and I kind of put it back in my pocket, and I kind of head back to. I kind of just walk around town, just kind of see if I can run into anybody or somebody wants to acknowledge me at this point.
Roll. Just roll a d20 for me.
Uh-oh. So it begins.
I should have shut up.
Well,
Oh dear.
you start wandering, and you're now wandering closer and closer to the.
Cart got lost. Oh no.
Did you roll a natural one?
You,
He sure did.
yes. You are now closer to the caravan court. Just wandering around, enjoying the nice, cool air.
I don't even know where that is on the map.
Far east of
Here.
Tradesward.
Oh, he's up there.
So
Dang,
you basically wandered 2,800
That's
feet.
perfect. That's great.
Just
Whither
do,
shall I wander?
Rolls
doing
another,
that.
and somehow he ends up at Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate right before it disappears into Avernus.
Oh crap.
Guys, you've been derailed. You now have to go to the lower
So,
planes
with
to
me
go rescue your
wandering-
turtle.
Is there anything like does anybody like question me at this point, or nobody's saying
Oh,
anything?
people are definitely giving you questionable looks. You're a giant turtle with a purple walking stick and a purple, what appears to be a voodoo doll hanging off of it. They're definitely giving you questioning looks.
I just kind of just keep looking around. I just keep friendly waving with my left hand and just kind of just walking by and just keep just walking through till somebody wants to stop me.
Is that a fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
I was wondering
We
when
need
that
to
was
make
going to
him a
come up.
mask.
I was wondering when that was going to come up. When I saw, because the reason why I had him roll is I was pulling off of the different trinkets table, and when it popped up the mask, I'm just like, oh dear lord. He's
I
gonna
almost
find out.
I didn't hear the mask part. I heard something about the deed, the doll, and I didn't hear you said it was like a bag. I didn't want to take the mask bag. That was kind of good. But no, I heard it. But no, I'm just until somebody stops me, I'm gonna keep walking until I find something either that intrigues me or something that, from my standpoint, I'm just gonna keep walking until somebody tells me to stop.
So we are going to leave old man got to his wanderings.
He went out walking after midnight, neath the starlight.
Oh my god. Is the pond day today or what?
Suddenly,
Everyone
Gar just
take-
ends up in a giant pond.
Everyone takes 2 points of psychic damage for that pun.
Hey, I'm not part of that.
I did not even know. I just sang
I'm
a song.
joking, by the way.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm nowhere near that
Oh,
stupid
what is it
motherfucker.
supposed
I mean,
to
what?
do? I'm a bard.
I am joking, by the way.
Suddenly,
No, Gar
every-
Gar wants to take the next level though. I go back to the tailor and tell them to make a purple bandana. Then we'd
Oh
be in
my
great shape.
god. Stop yourself.
every villager within 2 blocks of the turtle just falls down dead.
Suddenly, the city guard are on the hunt for a turtle that looks like a teenage mutant ninja turtle that has psychic powers to kill people
Okay.
within blocks of
No,
them.
this is a good thing. Hold on. I'm
Go
gonna ask
ninja,
Wolfie
go
this.
ninja,
So
go.
now
Go
does
ninja, go ninja,
the
go.
doll
Go
is the
ninja,
doll
go.
doing anything to me besides me just mentioning my former resemblance of my sister? Is it doing anything? Do I
It
notice?
just looks
Is it-
weird.
Does it just look weird?
It just looks like a very weird purple doll with 2 little dots on its neck.
Okay, that's all. So my goal is to either get back to the house or try to find out where I'm going. That's like go back to the mansion where I was at or run into one of them is my goal, is to get back with somebody.
Roll investigation at this point.
I feel like close.
That one. Damn it.
What is up
No,
with
I
your
already
guys' rolls
fixed him.
today?
Nice.
I'm getting half the
I
rolls.
haven't
So.
rolled.
It
Yeah.
takes you a little while, but you do
I know, but you're
eventually
being mean.
spot what looks like the top of Lyra and Tristra's heads bobbing in the crowds ahead of you.
Oh, I kind of see somebody. I'm like, I think I recognize them, and I just kind of just gracefully just tag along, just try to follow up with them, not trying to run into them or any accidentally. I'm just gracefully walking along. See if I
Well,
run into them.
you actually can catch up to them pretty quick because as a monk, you do have bonus movement speed.
Even though you're
Yeah.
an old turtle.
Then I know I'm an old
You
turtle.
just see this people passing
I
by,
hear the
just see this
whine?
little turtle just go basically row himself down.
Oh, I can imagine
Yes,
now.
you would hear the thump of a walking stick.
Hey, for an old man, that moves that's pretty damn quick.
I turn and look
Just
at
the doll
Lyra and I'd say,
squeak.
"Are you playing your drum?"
No, I'm not. Oh, I think I know what it is. Do I see him?
Roll perception.
Off I go.
Also, out of character, screw you. I'm not that short that he couldn't have seen me.
I notice nothing. The sky is beautiful today.
You do hear a small whisper of, "Is that a purple doll?" And that's all you know.
That's a doll. Some child must have his voice somewhere.
Can I
All
look around and see what the hell they're talking about?
If you want to, go for it. Also, while you're
Would
doing that,
this be investigation considering I'm actually looking? Or actively looking?
investigation or perception, your choice.
Let's see what they're like. 12.
You turn around, look around, and above the headline of most people, you do see a very familiar looking turtle with a purple walking stick and what appears to be a purple doll waving around on it, heading towards you at a very rapid pace of
I'm literally just gonna stop
notice
dead in
his
my tracks
face.
and blink. Like, rapid blink. Like, what in the hell am I witnessing?
What do you see? Oh, dear.
Raise my hand and just point.
Do
He's
we want to
already
acknowledge
pointing as you're asking that.
I've seen a lot of shit in this town, but this kind of takes the cake.
This takes another level.
Oh, let him. Well, he woke up finally. Oh, did he notice the markings you drew on him?
Shh.
That's actually a very good question. Dark, really quick, roll sleight of hand.
I mean, he was like completely in a meditative state. And that's why you didn't make me roll last time.
Roll sleight of hand.
19.
The 19. Oh my god.
He hasn't noticed
He
yet.
noticed
Well,
nothing.
no, have him roll perception because he has a really high passive, I think.
He has a high passive, and unless he's actively been looking at himself,
Sure.
he has not noticed.
Well, he would have had to have if he was
I
point
didn't
things
say I
away.
don't have to look. Like I don't care. Like if I was gonna look, I could look, but I'm not looking. I'm not really caring.
Because it's on his shell. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's on the back of his
Not
shell.
on his arms or legs.
Okay.
It's on his shell.
Yeah, it's on my shell, so it's behind me. So it would be a disadvantage anyway if I look.
And actually, I believe because of Lyra's race, she would know the language that it's written in, but she would notice that it's blessings.
I do speak Celestial.
Yep.
And yes, I would know what you wrote.
Anyone who speaks Celestial would know that it's blessings on him.
There's also a smiley face like dead center at the back of the shell.
Smiley face.
Oh no.
Gart, the
I'm going
Gart,
to,
the out of
if
character
I notice
approved.
this, if I notice this, I'm going to look over at him and go, that is the happiest blessing I've ever seen the Lord of Death ever write, I think.
Death is not as bad as people make it out to be.
So do I catch up to them, or are they still? Are they?
Oh yeah, you've caught up
We're
to them at
waiting
this
for
point.
you.
Oh, I go, hi! Oh, hey guys, how's it going?
What in the world did you find?
Oh, this
Um,
is cool. I got a new walking stick, and then I also got this
see
doll.
that? It's what is
For-
the doll?
Just as a quick side note, for those who know their woods, the walking stick is made out of purple heart.
First of all, that's a wonderful stick. But the doll, did the doll come with it?
No, I actually picked out the
Shut
doll.
up.
This doll is actually brings back times with my sister. My sister, she loved dolls, and so she'd always pick out the most unique, like really off the wall dolls. And so what it would do is scare all the people away.
It definitely is unique, I think. What is it? Do I know what this is? Would I know if it's a voodoo doll or anything like that, or
A curse doll.
You can
it
roll.
looks like Lilo's first doll out of Lilo and Stitch.
It does look a bit like Scrump, but roll.
There we go.
Intelligence, or you can roll Arcana if you so desire.
Arcana is a better ask. Hold on a moment.
Glance over the doll. It does not appear to be magical. It just appears to be ordinary rag doll, but it does resemble, looking at the two dots on the neck, a very morbid doll rendition of a vampire victim.
It's creepy. You went to
It's-
Zoblob, didn't
It's
you?
very unique.
Yeah, to be honest, I did. But I was actually trying to
Is that
find.
what it is?
I was trying to find a shovel too. I was trying to find a shovel.
He
What do
might
you
have
need
had
that
one there. It looks
for?
like it would have been purple.
No, he didn't have a purple shovel, but even a spade would work. I just want to have one. You know, it's nice to. You know, I like to dig up spots and stuff for me to sit in.
I just kind of interrupt real quick and say, we're heading towards the city of the dead where there's a bunch of graves. Let's not talk about wanting a shovel right now.
Indeed.
Oh, perfect!
Let's go.
That's exactly what I would love.
Oh
I
my.
would totally love one. That would be great. You never know what I can find. I would dig up the graves. There's
God.
other spots.
Go. Right, we're not going to. We're not
Can
going
I
to dig up
can
any
I
graves.
check real quick and see if there's any city guard around us hearing him talk about digging up a grave?
I
I'm
said
gonna
around the
help.
graves. I didn't say
Put up.
of the graves. I said around.
No, don't dig up here.
Roll investigation
I'm gonna help him with it, by the way.
with
So,
advantage because Tristra is helping you.
13.
Another 10.
Slightly better. There does not appear to be guards actively listening in, thankfully.
Anybody else?
Oh, you've definitely garnered some attention. You have a giant turtle talk about digging up around graves. You definitely have garnered some attention now.
I'm just gonna point at him. No desiccating graves around me. In any way, shape, or form. Or the ground around them.
I should have went to the beach.
Let's
then.
go. Yeah, well, we can go. We can go back home and see what we can find near shops. But we're going to go into the city of the dead. Are you coming with us?
I got my doll. I'm good. I'll go around. I don't have anything else, but I can. I'll just chill. I'll come along. This doll can't hurt me.
Let's
That's
go
what
then.
you think.
Alright, I turn around and continue leading them to the city of the dead.
Street with a turtle and his dog.
The only thing I have to work with anyway is a doll, a walking stick, and 2 people that won't let me dig up graves. So
3 people that won't let you
Let's
dig
not
up graves.
3. Sorry,
No.
3 people.
Potentially a 4th
Let's
one
not
when
dig up
Bars
graves.
catches up.
Well,
We're trying to live here. They will not be very, very happy if we start doing anything about digging up the dead.
but considering who I worship, I would assume that Lyra would understand why I would be very upset about desecrating the graves. Because essentially
Lyra's not too happy with desecrating graves either.
well, essentially the entire graveyard I view as holy ground almost. So anyway, I continue leading everybody to the city of the dead.
Meanwhile,
Back at the ranch.
back at the tavern.
No, that was an old Lone Ranger segue. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Suddenly,
Pineapples.
no
Hmm.
pineapples.
No.
Oh, by
So
the
we're
way, I
going-
whip it back probably over in here, just kind of cleaning and stuff.
Rain, as you are cleaning up and getting stuff all ready, you suddenly hear a voice touch your mind.
All right.
Ukrama.
The hell is that?
You just looking around, or
Yeah, I'm looking around trying to figure out, is it in my head or is there something around here that's fucking messing with me? Look around, see if anyone's around me.
you can roll investigation if you're looking for someone.
That's so on point. That's so on point, though.
You do not see anyone in the tavern. You just see yourself, whatever you're
My
cleaning.
hand axes.
Your hand axes, which are now in your hands.
That's pretty much the idea, DP.
Are we going to make this canon now where Ukamar is just using his axes as chopsticks, basically?
Yes.
For everything.
Oh, Ukamar, here's an apple, catch! And he's like, it just hits him in the chest because he's always got his hands. They're like glued to his hands.
Anyways, carry on.
You wait for a moment.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, I wait for a moment. Nothing. Gotcha.
Yeah. As you hesitantly go back to cleaning, keeping your guard up, you hear it again. Ukrama.
All right, for fuck's sakes. You must be in my damn head. The hell you want?
Tell him, you tell him, Kamal.
Nope.
Really?
Can I kill Gar or not Gar DB?
I'm going to start doing a Matt Mercer.
Hey, Wolfie. I chuck a fucking frying pan as hard as I can, aiming for over a mile.
Embeds itself into the wall.
Now here's the fun one. Let's see what I would roll.
Lyra has a chill go down her spine because now she's got a frying pan stuck in the wall.
Nah, that would have been funny if I were rolled a nat 20, though.
What are you doing with my pots?
Anyways.
I fear for my kitchen utensils.
Lyra's
I think in my head the same thing.
Singles.
I think in my head the same exact thing that I just asked.
I sense great potential in you. Always the one that was left out, looking for a way to better yourself, always being shunned. I can help you with that.
Really? Well, now you're speaking my language. What would you like to do? Like me to do? And by the way, just for a picture of everyone here, right now, I would have the biggest shit-eating grin on my face.
Cars don't exist in this universe.
They do
He just
now.
really wants to talk to you about your carriage's extended warranty.
We have really good insurance rate on horseshoes.
Yeah, false insurance.
Yeah, no.
So
Quite
many
literally, the
names that are just-
response would be, so you're speaking my language now. What would you like me to do? And this is in my head, obviously.
It's not Cthulhu, Lyra. Hush.
I'm not there.
I know. But
I
hush.
said nothing.
Hush. Every time you make a pun from now on tonight, you are going to take 1d4 damage.
That's not a pun.
You are going to take 1d4 damage.
Oh.
I'm watching you.
I'm watching you.
You can't watch me if I turn off my camera.
You assume I don't have cameras in your room. Anyways. I offer you retribution for those who have
Dark side
wronged
is off
you.
with cookies.
Oh god.
I seriously, he is so quiet right now. I could barely hear him. Repeat the last half. I offer you retribution.
Oh, and let me move my mic a little forward. See if that helps. I offer you retribution for those who have wronged you.
Okay. And how do you offer me this retribution ability to take action against those people?
Sparing you the details. You make them leave this material plane. I will permanently deal with them.
Oh, really? That works. That sounds like a win for me. How do you get a win out of this?
Let's just say that they will be very enjoyable.
Oh, that's not my problem when the gets into their early graves. So, count me up. What do I need to do?
Get me out of this infernal trap, and I will make you the deal.
Okay. Where is said trap?
I believe you call it the wine cellar.
I was not fucking ready for that. All right, I make my way down to the wine cellar, trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And as I step in, before I go through this barrier, I kind of search around for possibly anything that looks out of the ordinary.
Roll investigation.
I was just waiting for you to tell me what to do.
13. You don't notice anything right away, but you hear the voice grow a little more insistent, a little bit louder.
Okay.
To the northern side. Quickly.
Oh, I step through. And I start making my way that direction. Again, still kind of just pay attention to my footing, make sure that I'm not going to be triggering anything. Good where I'm at. As far as, do you want me in that square? Do you want me where I'm at?
That's up to you.
Well, I don't know how big of a space it's taking up. That's what I guess I meant by that.
You can squeeze in that space.
Okay. Then I do so.
Roll another investigation check.
Okay.
Munch on something here real quick.
Right on.
Looking around, it takes you a little while, but you do eventually notice that there's a couple of odd. Yes, we are all kind of snacky at the moment. There is an odd pattern in some of the brickwork.
Okay. I'm curious about something real fast. I do not have any proficiency in like stone type stuff. I was just curious if I did or not. Okay, you said that there's an odd like pattern or something like that in the stone?
Yeah, most of the bricks, if you're looking at it, most of them are your standard red, but a handful of bricks are just slightly lighter.
Okay. I'm gonna touch the slightly lighter ones. Can I try to put pressure, see if they move in any way, shape, or form, if they're actually physical, stuff like that.
All right. You touch them. Nothing happens immediately, but as you pull your hand back, you do notice faint etchings on the brickwork.
Okay. What kind of language does it appear to be in to me?
What languages do you know?
Celestial Common. Apparently, I don't know fucking Orcish.
What?
I think I just automatically assumed you get that by default. I picked 2 other languages.
Let me look that up real quick.
That's what I said. I think that's what happened, Stars. I just assume I automatically get Orcish since I'm a half orc.
Yeah, you start off with common and orc.
That's
You probably. What background did you choose?
I did not fill it in. Let me see if I got it up on the D&D Beyond site.
Because that might be where you're getting the celestial is your background.
You features, traits, no description, background. I did not choose one.
All right, we'll deal with that later.
Well, D&D Beyond says common and orc.
I have no idea then, because I literally imported the character sheet from the PDF into this. I'm wondering if that's just a glitch then. So it would be Orcish
Probably.
and Common. I'm going to just manually edit it.
Right. It does not appear to be in a language that you understand them.
Okay.
But you can roll intelligence or arcana.
They're both crap.
Just general intelligence or an arcana check.
It's going to come out the same way. They're both -1. Oh my god.
There's a roll.
What roll? I can't see it because it's not.
I think he's rolling directly to Wolfie.
Yeah, he's rolling directly to me.
Yep.
Looking it over, you don't recognize the language, but you do get the sense that it is a seal of some type to keep something in.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, I don't know the language. I can't, in other words, decipher what it says. I only have one option with me. I take my hand axes to one of the ones that have runes on it.
Roll for it.
You just want a general hand axe attack, or how do you want me to do it?
If you're swinging to hit the axe, roll. Yeah, if you're swinging to hit the axe. If you're swinging to hit the brickwork, then yeah, do a general attack.
Okay.
Give me a minute because I actually have to look at the armor class of bricks.
They're 12 or 13. Well, it depends on the brick, honestly.
But
It really does.
This is in a cellar underground, so I would assume it's a little bit stronger than just plain old brick.
Essentially, I'm not looking to break the brick as much as, like, cancel out one of the runes. If that makes any form of sense. So I guess you probably also need this to make sure I do it accurately, which I didn't.
Well, just the attack would have sufficed. You take your hand axe and you swing down. Doesn't find enough purchase. It just sends sparks flying across the brickwork.
Okay. I'm going to think into my head to the voice that I was hearing before. Do you know what these runes would say on this? Is there something special I need to do to be able to get them to deactivate?
A pause for a moment. It seems to be weakest on nights closest to the full moon.
Okay. And that would be when in our world? Do you want to just do a random number on that?
It would be that night is the full moon.
Okay, so it's what we're still like early evening, midday?
Getting closer to early evening.
Early evening, okay. Well,
Yes,
in that
Lyra,
case,
of course.
I tell it that I will be back later to try and deal with it. Because apparently right now it's just too strong for me to get through it. I don't know what it says. The only other thing I could think of would be to do this.
If you want to reckless attack that, go for it.
Alright, yeah, I'll do that with my battle axe instead this time. Sound good to you?
Yeah.
Okay, rolling with advantage.
Oh, yeah. You start chipping away at that stonework. It's not much. Roll damage, actually.
Roll damage? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a decent amount of damage.
You start hacking away at it. There does seem to be a magical force that you are struggling against, but you are starting to chip away at some of the runes.
Is it enough to where some of the runes no longer work, I wonder?
You can certainly see.
Roll for some way, shape, or form on it?
You can roll investigation.
Okay.
All right. Touching the area around, you notice that your fingers slightly disappear into the brickwork. Not much, only about 1/4 of an inch. But where there was solid brick before, it does seem to start passing through.
Okay. I'm going to feel around at the bricks that are surrounding that spot and see if they've loosened up enough for me to possibly try and wedge out.
Okay.
What
are you using to try to wedge?
I would use probably like my hand axe as the blade of it to kind of like use as like a crowbar in a way.
Okay.
Strength, I guess, or
Yeah.
what?
Roll a strength check. You take your hand axe, you wedge it into the mortar, and you just start working at it. After a couple minutes, and you have a small chunk of brick fall down.
Okay. My carpenter's tools would include a hammer, right?
Carpenter's tools, I do believe, include a hammer.
Where I've got the axe already kind of wedged in there, I'm going to take the hammer to the back side of the head of the axe and use it as like a, to force it in properly.
Carpenter's tools include a handsaw, a hammer, nails, a small hatchet, a square, a ruler, and adds a plane and a chisel.
Yeah, then I'm going to use that hammer to basically essentially take that hand axe that's already wedged into the mortar and really push it in.
All right. Roll another strength check.
Oh, jeez.
You take the first swing. Doesn't seem to get much purchase. You can either try again or...
I'll try one more. If it doesn't, I'll probably hold off for now.
Okay. Take another swing. And you feel it go just a tiny little bit further, but you don't think it's going to be enough to wedge out much more than that.
All right. I decide to think to the thing that was speaking to me that it must be just too early. I've tried to force my way through it. It's just not going to happen at this moment. But it's getting close tonight, and I can come back and try again later.
I've been patient this long. Another couple hours is not going to kill me.
All right. Well, in that case, then I head back up after grab all my stuff out of the wall and everything and make my way back upstairs for now.
Do you want to leave it obvious that you were camping there, or did you want to cover it up a little bit?
I just pick up whatever's on the ground, just make it look like it was always that way to begin with, but I bring garbage with me. I just throw it outside the dump pile. So it looks like it was always that way to the naked eye as first. Nobody would notice that, I would think.
Currently not that I'm aware of.
Most people don't look at details that much. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at on it then.
Okay.
Back to the big group, or did we want to go to Ferris to see where he's at?
I'd say at this point, the big group and Varus have now gone to the City of the Dead.
Okay.
Are we together? Try to hide the brick in the trash pile.
Neeson or someone in the other group, roll perception.
Are you talking about our group or a different group?
Y'all's
Yeah,
group.
our group is the big group.
The group right now.
The group. So we have a 19.
That was the
from
whole
Virus.
idea behind it, by the way, DB, is that I retore down an entire wall that had brick in it.
God
Is
damn.
everybody rolling a perception? Is everybody rolling perception?
If everyone wants to roll perception, sure.
Yeah, you can do a collective perception and average it.
That would be a bad idea because I'm gonna
I
load the
know
shit out of it.
Nothing.
Not
It's
necessarily.
a beautiful day.
Not necessarily. I mean,
So-
let's see.
Trisha, Tay, and Lyra do not notice at all. But Gar, with his extra bit of height, notices Varus. Moments before Varus notices a very tall turtle with a purple walking stick and a purple doll swinging around on it.
I thought we already noticed this.
Oh, you guys noticed this,
But I didn't.
but this is Varus' first time seeing this.
Interesting. Music, you got there?
At this
No,
point,
don't you?
everyone else does
Don't you
notice.
like it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It definitely sticks
Varus,
out.
what's wrong?
Well, it's something I found at a shop. You know, you got to find cool things. You know, it can't be boring. You got to stand out a little bit.
Yeah, I understand.
Anyways,
Anyways,
we cut off the DM again.
Okay.
Actually, no, I was waiting for you guys to.
Oh, I bet you were saying something. My bad.
Basically, what I was
Varus,
going to
welcome
say was already dealt with stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if he's now joining us and we're done chit-chatting, then I'll just continue leading the way to the City of the Dead.
You're in the city of the dead.
There.
Oh, we just got here? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
we're going to find Leaf.
Yep. I know it's in my notes somewhere. I put down a note on what his grave
You have
marker
written
was.
notes.
Just got to figure out. I've got my notes spread across 3 different things, and I swear I put it in.
It is somewhere right here.
I mean, we could say you just know where his grave is, regardless.
True, I've been here enough. I probably do know where it is without having to hunt for it. Unless
There's
Wolfie would like me to
probably
roll a
You would.
check.
Probably a guide.
You've been here enough, and because you do worship the God of the Dead, you would know how the cemetery is laid out. So you would know that they do things more or less. Try to do it alphabetically by last name, with the exception of noble families who have their own
Crypts.
crypts and mausoleums.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So with just a couple of minutes, I probably can get us over to Leaf's grave.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say? Does it say anything?
Walking over there, you do find the grave for one Leaf. No last name given.
We know his last name, right?
We just know him as Leaf.
No, we actually had a last name. We were in the town records looking at that too because he bought it. So we have his last name somewhere.
Do we actually have a
There's
last
no
name for him?
name.
I'm pretty sure we actually did, yeah.
Mhm.
Give me un minuto. Because now I can't remember what the last name is.
It's probably. Is it in the notes?
It's interesting that they wouldn't put a last name on his headstone.
It's
I
very
am not-
interesting.
I am not seeing a last name.
For Leaf.
Yeah. All I have is just first name.
Does the date of death on the gravestone match up with his actual date of death?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any kind of like quotation or anything else put on the headstone, or is it literally just Leaf and then his date of birth and date of death?
Leaf, date of birth, date of death. The only thing that else that you can make out on it was a friend in life, dearly missed in death.
Friend in life.
Dearly missed.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And that's who did this? I wonder who buried him and gave him the grave marker.
And we can always talk to
Look that
the.
up.
We can always go talk to the caretaker.
Truth. He'd have records over who paid that.
Would they have
Oh,
like?
thank you, Rain. Leaf
Thank you, Rain.
Hepney.
Because he was known as Leaf the Lucky.
Okay. Would they have like just a small building maybe for the caretaker to do all his work in and keep records and stuff? And would I know where it is?
It's not so much a small building as it is a small temple, because most of the clerics for Kelmvor act as caretakers for.
Then yeah, I definitely know where it is. Then I will I'll just tell everybody if they want to follow me, we can go and talk to one of the caretakers.
I follow.
Lead the way.
You all walk over to what? Now, are you going to warn anyone that this is a temple that they're going to, or?
I probably would just tell everybody to be respectful because we're heading into a temple.
Kellenbor, yeah?
Yes.
Kelmvor, yes.
I'm so confused.
Actually, it's not from my end.
Really?
It's from here.
I am making out every word being said.
Nausicaa of the Valley of the Winds.
I'm gonna get copyright struck.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it down slightly. It's echoing over this, and hang on. Settle down.
Okay,
Thank you,
so
Bart.
we'll step
Yeah.
into the
We
temple.
appreciate it.
They're all saying thank you.
So, following Tay, you do get to a small ornate temple. Walking in, you do see the main symbol of Kelmvor, a skeletal hand clutching a set of silver scales presented with both sides in perfect balance. Looking
Has-
around, you notice that there are several clerics milling about.
yeah, I'd see.
Does it not?
I was going to ask if I see a head cleric.
You do see a head priest.
I'd
You
probably
do
go.
recognize him.
Yeah, I'd probably go straight to him.
I have my hood drawn up over my head.
And I'd probably bow as we get up to him.
As you do so, a dwarf turns around and just goes, "Ah, Yante, how do you do? Still active in your worship?"
Of course. I
Excellent. I see you brought friends. Are they also here for worship services, or are you here on something else?
well, actually, I'm sorry to
Oh no.
intrude on your time. We've come on a bit of a quest to find out some information about one of those entombed in the grounds.
Okay, well, we can go to the archives and see if we have any information. Who are you looking for?
We're looking for information on Leif Hepney, the former owner of the Trollskull Tavern.
Ah, tragic death, that one. Yes, right this way. And he starts leading you guys. Do you all follow?
Oh, I of course
Yes.
followed.
Gar just continues to look around and go, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. These are cool.
I'm waiting outside.
All right.
Oh, I'm curious. I'll be in.
Jason, were you following us, or
And I'll
were
be
you wanting to?
respectful.
Yeah.
I'm following, yes.
Okay.
So for the four that are going in, you notice that most of the stuff, like most of the decor, is very muted tones. You get the sense that it's not, the temple itself is not designed to be flashy. More out of respect of what goes on in the temple. Looking around, you do notice that there are a number of open rooms with chairs all aimed at one center point for funerals. You do also notice that there is an actual shrine off to the side for those who wish to worship. A couple minutes later, you do all end up down in the archives, and it is just rows upon rows of different drawers, each one with a hastily scribed set of letters, numbers, just to have some sort of organization. Well, we can begin. Oh, over here, and he takes you over to where you see scribed on the drawer the letter H and the years anywhere from the last 12 years to the present year. As he pulls open the drawer, it is just crammed full of different scraps of paper. And the head priest goes, "We've had a little bit of a organization issue."
Oh, what's going on here? Organization issue.
Oh, well, people have been trying to. So I'm looking at. Sorry, I'm looking at what mini you put.
Oh dear.
Before I continue on with you guys, Minnie, as you finish siding it and fold it up, and you put Ukramar's name on it so that it will go to the manor, you watch as it folds up into a little paper bird and just goes zooming off. Approximately a couple minutes later, Rain, you, as Ukramar, notice a paper bird comes zooming in through the window and smack you right on the nose before landing on the floor next to you.
Swear to God, if they did that, or Tay did this, he and I are gonna have a hell of a fucking night.
Oh my.
The fact that Dark is laughing so hard that he went blurred for a moment.
Well, here's the reason I immediately, instead of it being from Trisra without looking at the note, Hay was the person I knew that had them.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see that
So
he
I'm
had picked one up
immediately
because we
blaming
were.
you.
Well, we were the only ones who picked it up upstairs, and you didn't see him pick one up. So
Exactly.
No, but he
But
did see
I
you
do
right
admit-
one to try to get into the sewers.
yeah, he saw me
Yeah.
write one, but he didn't actually see Trisra pick up a piece of paper. So that's why he
No, that's
assumed
why
it's
he's
me.
blaming you.
Good
So
thing
you're
I
saying he
didn't.
doesn't.
Good thing it wasn't signed with my name.
I open up the paper and notice it's signed by Trisra, and I'm like, oh, so you're trying to claim a bedroom, huh? Oh, revenge is so sweet.
Fuck you, by the way. I didn't mean to hit your head. That's how the DM
sorry.
went.
Ow, my eye! Sorry, that was an accident. Sends another paper bird. Ow, my other eye! That one was on purpose.
Southwest corner.
Yeah. So, getting back to the main party.
So what organizational issue are we having here other than it's everything?
Basically everything. There was an incident the other day. Someone tried to break in, steal some records, by the looks of it. And they went through quite a bit before someone found them.
Do you have that happen often?
Oh.
Rarely, actually.
Who?
Most people don't want to mess with the dead.
Who was it? Did they say what they were looking for?
No. As a matter of fact, once they were apprehended, they didn't want to talk, so last we saw them, they went off with the guards.
Did it look as if they had any kind of marking of one of the gangs?
The priest kind of taps his chin. It might have been the Zentrums.
Is that another one of the gangs around here?
They're the
Yeah. They have the. You can tell who they are if you look around their neck. They tend to have snake marks.
they're one of the
Friendly fellows, got it.
well, they're shady, but they're we've run into them, needless to say.
All right. So
Not sure
Okay, a
what
question.
they were looking for.
DM, is there any? Are the names listed on like the outsides of these scrolls?
Yes. So looking through, you do notice that on the outside there is a more ornately written name, their birth date, the year that they died, and for the most part, they are put in both alphabetical and numerical order. So you'll have like sections of the same family, for example, but it'll be in numerical order of when they died. If it
Well,
was
I
all
start looking in
organized
the-
correctly.
I start looking around in the pile of stuff here to see if our dear Leaf has made his way into this pile.
Roll investigation.
While she's looking for that, can I ask, do you have a name, by the way, for the head cleric?
Yes.
14, DM.
You do know that his name is Fornud, but most people call him, ironically, Father Understone.
I'm just curious to ask him, who exactly cleaned the body after they looked it over, and did they happen to perhaps notice a serpent on Leaf's body?
I was the one who dealt with that particular burial, but there was no markings of either of the guilds.
Who wrote the epitaph on his grave?
That was just a general one that we do if there's no next of kin in the immediate area. With your investigation check, Star, it takes you a couple minutes, but you do eventually find his scroll. It's a little crumpled from being hastily stuffed back.
Here's our scroll. Excuse me. Here's the man we're looking for. And I kind of hold it up.
The priest gently takes it, undoes the bindings. So, what exactly are you looking for in these records?
Well,
Who paid for his stone? Who paid for the rites for his burial?
I would assume that he had money that was taken, and with him having no next of kin, it was used for his headstone, and then the city kept the rest of it if they didn't donate it.
True. But we can also look.
Looking through. Well, looks like it was a city-funded burial. Most of the money that he had went towards repairs on other parts of the cities that needed it.
Interesting.
Does it look like anybody's tampered with the scroll? Or maybe changed anything since you filled it out after cleaning him and writing everything down?
He looks over. No, everything seems to be just as I left it. I think whoever was looking for stuff in here wasn't looking for this leaf.
Either that or
Do you
they
know if we
didn't.
were looking for? Sorry.
It's either that or they didn't understand the organizational system and they were unable to find it.
Looking around, Star, you notice that quite a few of them are in disarray. Uh,
What letters exactly?
you can roll an investigation check or a insight check.
Do you mind if I help her with it?
Go ahead. So you can do either one with advantage.
With advantage for me. All right then. Fantastic. We'll just do investigation.
Nice. 30-20.
With that, you do notice that a lot of the ones that were hit do have a special little marker on the drawer as well.
What
Dark,
does,
because you're
excuse me, sir. Oh, go on.
because you have dealt with this kinds of stuff before, you do know that the marker typically designates either noble or well-known families in Waterdeep.
So a bit of renown. Excuse me. What does this symbol mean, and what letters? Did I notice? Like, were there any specific letters disturbed, or was it just generally all of them?
Generally, most of the ones that had this symbol on it looked like they were disturbed.
But this is
And
only like in this area. It was only like for this year. Am I correct?
it's for the last, looking around, the ones that were mostly messed with are the ones that were within the last 12 years. Well, the priest looks at you and goes, well, you see, young miss, that's the symbol that we use if we are trying to denote members of noble families or members that are more renowned in the city.
All right. And mostly here has been disturbed in the last 12 years. Interesting. And no specific letters in there or anything like that that we can go, hey, was it, who in the last 12 years that began with the letter H died that they might be looking for?
So it just seems to be kind of a mishmash of all of them.
Okay.
Roll investigation, Dark.
So I'm a paranoid little shit.
If I notice he's looking for something, can I give him advantage, or basically do I have to know what he's looking for?
You can ask him what he's looking for, and you can either make a separate check or give him advantage depending on how he answers.
Well, what are you looking for, Tay?
Well, the Gentarum at the warehouse where they were holding Rainier.
Yes.
The Xanathar came and basically kidnapped him. Yes?
Yes.
But it was the Gentarum that were here. So it would make sense, at least to me, that perhaps they were looking to see any burial records for the Never Embers, perhaps one in particular.
Well, I'll help you look up the Never Embers if you'd like.
Just for me. 24.
24, yeah.
Looking in the section that the Never Embers would have been, you don't find the record for Rainier's father, the former High Lord.
I immediately tell Father Understone.
Well, that is very concerning.
Would it be in this pile of scrolls here in the middle?
Yes.
You look through it, or it's actually there in the middle? Do we look for it, or is it actually like there in a pile in the middle?
It's not there. You guys cannot find it. It appears to be completely missing.
I wondered, Tay, where would the? I guess it would be a crypt. And what? Father,
The Never Embers have
would you
a
be able
huge
to tell us
mausoleum.
where would the mausoleum for the Never Embers be?
That would be closer to the south side.
Right.
They have two. They kind of have two crypts, though. The last High Lord married another member of a royal family.
So
when they
where would Lord Neverember? Oh, I'm wondering where would the last High Lord have been buried then? Or within the last 12 years?
He was buried in the Neverember crypt.
Which is on the south side.
Yes.
would when they carried the intruder away, did they check him? Did they find anything on him?
They checked him, but we didn't find anything of note on him. Found some lockpicks, a couple daggers, nothing more.
So he may have been looking for it, and he found that it was missing in the first place. If he didn't
I wonder
have
if we should go check on the Neverember crypt, just out of curiosity.
Father, would you mind if we perhaps took the key keeper and went and checked on the crypt just to be on the safe side?
By all means.
All right.
So, Gar and Tristra are in with us, and Varus is outside.
No, Tristra was outside. Forrest and Gar are with us.
Varus came in?
Yeah.
All right. So, Varus, Gar, what say we go take a look for this Neverember mausoleum?
Sounds like an interesting idea. Definitely gonna join.
All right. I'm assuming that there is one cleric in particular who probably holds the keys to the mausoleum.
Yes.
Would he give the keys to me, or would he travel with us?
He would travel with you now that things are a little bit more on high alert. More so just so that there's less of a chance for it to the keys to go missing.
Okay. And Rain did ask how long we've been at this for, so I'm assuming probably like, is it, starting to turn dark, or?
It's starting to turn dark.
In other words,
We used to
sunset,
play.
not quite moonrise, correct?
Yeah.
As the cleric is leading us down to the mausoleum for the Never Embers, I'll just say that it's kind of interesting, at least to me, that the tavern used to belong to the Gentarum, and then Leaf took it and was suddenly killed. I wonder if he has anything to do with the Never Embers in some way.
That's very interesting. I'm actually wondering if there might be something odd with the Never Embers. Or at least with the mausoleum.
Yes, Clark.
Gar has a hand up.
Before we get in there, I just kind of acknowledge to you guys and I go, is it me or did his voice change when he was answering those questions? Because I'm wondering if we go in there, something happens on the outside. Maybe I'll stay outside the crypt just to get my stretch out and make sure nothing happens. I feel like something could happen. That's too easy for them to have us just go in there.
All right, Gar. I'm down. I'm all right with that.
You two can go in there by all means. I just don't like the way the cleric sounded when he was acknowledging, because a cleric would be very protective of where people are buried normally, and that doesn't sound like a very friendly cleric to me. So I'm just gonna stay up here, pretend to stretch, and maybe find me some tools.
Don't dig anybody's graves up.
I won't. Jeez Louise, you guys, get off my thing. I just want to make sure everything looks good up here.
I don't think we're going in anywhere yet. We are going to check it out, though.
All right.
I'm just gonna lean up here, though. I'm just gonna lean up against this pillar and get a good itch in.
Gar did request to possibly roll an insight check through chat.
Yeah.
Did he though?
Yeah, to see if
Yeah,
his
it's up there.
voice or facial expressions
I did
change.
miss that. I'll say with just your passive investigation, it didn't seem like the cleric was lying or anything like that. But now that things are getting weird, he seemed to be more concerned with trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
All
So
right.
after a small trek,
You do come to the mausoleum. There is supposed to be a.
What we call it, or people wanting to go a little longer?
It's 45 minutes. Are we good still? Our folks who are not in the U.S.?
Well,
Roll up
I'm
for
gonna
Neeson.
survive.
What was that, Neeson?
I'm okay with it, yeah. Like, we're continuing.
Okay.
All right. So, we get there.
You get there, and just looking at it, it doesn't look like it's been disturbed for a while.
I'm assuming it's one of those gates one of those mausoleums that has a gate that has a lock or a door that's a lock on it.
Yes. The cleric traveling with you does step forward, unlocks it, and opens it up for you, giving a nod to Tay because he knows that he's not going to deliberately try to desecrate anything.
Does he move to come inside with us at all?
No, he stays outside, just kind of keeping a lookout.
Okay. Well, I'll give him a little bow and thank him.
Did the gate squeal? Did the lock squeal? Did it seem like he had difficulty opening it?
No, but you also get the sense that even though it hasn't been in use for a while, they do try to take care of the mausoleums, all the gates and things like that, so that
All right.
it's more like they know that death is gruesome, but they're trying to make it to where it's a little bit easier for people to deal with.
As soon as we get inside, I'm going to start looking around. I'm assuming, you can tell me otherwise, that I've probably helped the clerics with maintaining the grounds every so often, perhaps even cleaning the insides of the mausoleum. Is there anything that's out of place, or maybe it looks like somebody dug a tunnel or something into here? And
The graves
roll
disturbed, yeah.
roll perception or investigation.
the one's not going to matter. It's the exact same. 15.
I'll be looking at it too. Can he roll advantage?
You wouldn't know what he's looking
Sure.
for. He would, though, because he's been there before.
Yeah, but Lyra can also point out things that look off to her. So I would say that he get advantage.
15.
Oh, my God.
Looking
Sorry,
around,
it didn't make much difference.
doesn't look like it's been really disturbed, other
Okay.
than the routine maintenance that the clerics.
Okay. Then I guess I would just try to locate the place where they've put Draggles Neverember.
Right. You do find his burial chamber a little bit away. It is the newest one, and you can see next to it is one that's already being prepared for Rainier when he does eventually die.
Orbit. Does it look like anybody's disturbed it? Does it look like there's maybe some kind of weird runes or symbols or anything on the his resting place?
No, looking at it, everything seems to be pretty normal. You poke your head in, and the crypt does not seem to be disturbed in any way.
Okay.
Doesn't look like anything's been messed with here.
No, everything looks maintained. I would say maybe we're worrying for nothing, but it's never a good thing when the Jintarim are involved. Perhaps we should see if we can speak to Rainier tomorrow.
I think that's a good idea. However, his records being gone, could they be possibly looking at what he was buried with, like any jewels or crests or anything like that, like in the way of grave robbing?
Potentially, most of them are, nobles are buried with, in terms of overlords, possibly crowns, rings, necklaces, and things like that. But if they were looking for something in particular and he wasn't buried with it, then it could be that Rainier has it, and maybe that's why they wanted him in the first place.
Why the records, though? They didn't want Rainier, if you remember. They didn't want Rainier It was
They
Rainier that
did.
we found in the warehouse.
It was Rainier we found, but it was Rainier they also wanted. They took the wrong person.
They wanted. Well, Yeah, let's see if we can track them down. Maybe sometime tonight. They're probably at the bar.
There are so many watering holes across Waterdeep, though there's no telling where they might be, and if they were truly smart, then after this latest jaunt, then they would not be drinking out in public.
We are talking about Volo and Rainier.
This is true. This
I
is
don't
very
think
true.
Exactly. I don't think we'll be talking very much brains here. What say we go back and let Ukamar know what we're up to? 'Cause I
I'm
don't
fine.
think there's anything else we need to do here.
I'm fine with that.
Varus, is there anything you've seen?
Not really.
Alright. We will, I guess, head back out of the mausoleum. But then after it's closed up nice and tight, I guess we'll head back to the tavern. We will share that it doesn't look like anything's really been disturbed to both the keeper and the rest of the party.
Good.
Indeed.
Good.
I would potentially have somebody keep an eye on it, though. It does not bode well that the scroll with his information is gone.
Yes, we will have. I literally just had his freaking name up. Here we go. We'll have Sir Ambrose Everdon. Look at it.
Who's this? Do we know this name?
Darkwood. He is
I'll
one
ask.
of the old.
Who's Ambrose Everdon? Sorry.
He is one of the older servants of Kellenborg. He acts as the cemetery guard during the night. He's the one that helps make sure that grave robbers stay out and that any necromancers don't try to break in and try to raise anything.
Bastards.
Oh, good to know that you don't condone that. Well, yeah, let's. Yes, please ask him and have him take a look. In the meantime, we are staying at the Troll Skull Manor right now. So if you need to get word to us for something or other, if you find something interesting relating to this search, would you mind letting us know there?
Yes, if we find anything, I'll look for it.
And nod my head and just say I'll be by in the morning for worship.
So out of character, so there was no case that the scroll was in or wrapping or anything? It was just blank?
No, so the way that the scrolls are kept is they're in the drawers, but each one, just to mostly save on space, is just the scroll itself, but it has basically a ribbon wrapped around it that just has the name and the birth date and the death date of whoever it's for.
So it's in like a box, like kind of like a mailbox system?
Kind of like a file.
Like a cubby.
More like a cubby file system.
Okay.
Like a
So
like
if it's
when,
the cubby,
you know,
if the
behind a
cubby
hotel
files-
front desk guard.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like the cubby system, I get that. Do we even try to look, boss, out of character? Do we even try to check the cubby hole, or see if it's even been touched, even dusted, or anything
Well,
like?
somebody had rifled through a bunch of them. And we went and looked specifically at the Never Ember and noticed that that one in particular of the past, basically king of the city, was missing. It was gone. And when we looked around for it, we could not find it.
What about the ones surrounding that one?
They were all out. We couldn't find them. Though you're right, we never did ask specifically about those.
I mean, did it look like the rest of the Never Ember scrolls were there? It was just the one for Dragult that was missing?
Dragolt's was
Wasn't-
missing, but everyone else in the Never Ember line did appear to be there, including his late wife.
She passed in the last 12 years too. All right. It was worth a thought. Was there any other people there besides the Never Embers that might have been yanked out of their little cubbies?
We didn't look, but we can always go back before we head back to the tavern.
You can if you want.
Like, we specifically looked basically at the T's and the N's. Which brings me to, was there anything missing about my parents?
And the H's.
With your parents, you also did not find your parents' death certificates either.
Son of a bitch.
And they weren't in the pile either, Tay.
So when they were looking out of character, when they were looking at the specific letters, besides the cleric that was in there, was there anybody else watching them as they were going through? Because I was just watching the cleric, but was there anybody else in the room besides the cleric?
It was just
Father Understone.
It was Father Understone and you guys that were in there.
Okay, because I was going to say, because if I was watching the cleric and watching the other guy in the room, did their facial expressions change when they were going through the letterings or anything like that? Or when they were like, was there any glints of like, okay, they're touching this letter, they might think of something else comes up? Was their facial expressions changing during this?
Their facial expressions were changing, but I was more concerned for what is going on and why are these specific ones missing now.
Okay. I guess we'll head back to the temple. And go back down, I guess, to the archives, and maybe they've actually gone down there since we've been there and started looking to see if there's any other missing, and if they are, we'd like to help, and if they're not, we'd like to search and see exactly who might be missing.
So late, Tay.
You're trying to find other missing scrolls.
Missing nobles.
Looking through, you do find a handful of other nobles missing. Mostly either other former high lords, also a handful of other minor noble families.
Including
Do these have any rumors about them? Like, is there something special about their deaths? Or maybe about their lives? Or, were they connected with anybody? Like any of the gangs or anything like that?
Were they part of, like, all the ones who were missing, were they potentially part of Dragolt's council and whatnot?
Some of them were part of Dragolt's council. You do know that. Others were just high-ranking officials or people who, while they didn't officially hold a position in the city. They had enough of a familial influence that they basically had some type of say just due to their family history.
I'd like to ask Father Understone which drawer the intruder was caught at and look particularly close to see if there's a scroll that looked like it was either roughly grabbed or quickly shoved back in and maybe looks just a slightly damaged or scratched or something.
She will in a minute.
Oh, like it was like quickly put back.
Like, yeah, like he
Just
went to grab it and he put it back quickly.
If I recall, he was last seen going through this drawer, and he points to the one that your family would have been in.
Okay. Is there anybody else missing from that drawer besides my family?
Looking through it, it just seems to be your parents missing.
So he got these scrolls and somehow got them out.
Tay,
Hmm.
is there anything special about your parents' death? I'm going to insight check his reaction just now because he just stopped talking.
You can do an insight check, and Dark, you can do a deception check to try to cover your reaction.
They were assassinated.
Seems to be on the
so
level.
sorry.
Father Undersound pipes up. Yes, it was a very tragic day.
Does it look like perhaps the scroll was put on my parents was put into another drawer or something?
Good question.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. 20.
Very good roll.
Looking around, you can't find any of the missing scrolls.
So he was caught in the act, but he didn't have the scrolls. Assuming he was the one. Well, that's assuming he was the one who took them in the first place. He could have been late to the party, so to say. I'd like to take a piece of paper and just jot down all the names of the people that are missing, or all the scrolls that are missing, all their names.
All right.
But the piece of paper that I grabbed, I want to use one of the special sheets of parchment as well as a regular piece of paper. And I want to send a little bird with all the names as well as a quick note saying these scrolls are missing from the archives of the City of the Dead. And
Tristra has the box, doesn't he? Doesn't she?
It's not the box, it's the parchment itself that's special.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, the
When
parchment.
you put it back in the box.
The parchment itself is special. The box is just designed to keep them together.
Yeah. But I want to also write down, Jintara member cult, pilfering, any information you can give, and also kind of like highlight the little line underneath that my parents' scroll is also missing, and write Staggett's name on the outside of it for it to fly to him.
All right. The second that you finish writing your message, you watch as the paper magically folds itself into a little crane and goes shooting off.
Okay.
Interesting.
I
So, how did they get in? Did we ever figure that out?
the temple isn't exactly closed off. If people want to come in and worship, they can.
There's just
You-
probably what would be called like curfew hours as far as the City of the Dead.
Yeah, the City of the Dead does close generally at night. That's when they have uh,
Like a
Uh,
grave.
that's when they have Ambrose go around, and they do have 2 city guards at every entry gate.
Question for
And
you.
there is 1, 2, 3. There are 4 entry gates.
Question for you.
Answer.
As many times as I've actually probably been here with my mother, and then of course all the times I've been here ever since my family died, would I know of any secret tunnels or ways to get in that more than likely, have a gate or something keeping them closed? But would I know of any secret entrance into the City of the Dead?
As far as you're aware, there is no secret entrance. The only way that you know of to get in is either through the gates or to jump the fence.
Okay. Alright. Honestly, I think it best before it gets too late for us to go ahead and leave. But I'll turn to Father Understone and thank him for his time and say, if anything comes up, please let us know. And if we find out anything, I'll give him the same courtesy and let them know.
Especially where
We
this
thank you,
involves your family now, yes, we will make sure to tell you.
I give him a grateful nod of the head.
And you guys start heading out now?
I guess head
Yes.
back to the tavern if everybody's fine with that, or they don't have any questions for the head
We
cleric.
left Ukramar alone all day. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing right now.
I do see Agart with a question.
No, guard's gonna stay about 10 feet behind him, 10 to 15 feet behind him, just to watch. See if I'm just trying to see if anybody's. I'm gonna go farther back than that. I'm gonna go about 30 to 40 feet back, and really just watch, see if anybody looks at him or follows him.
The
And I'm just
group,
gonna
you mean?
Roll
I'm just gonna-
investigation.
I assume you're talking the group, right, Gart?
Yeah, small group. I'm staying back so that I want to watch to make sure nobody's watching them.
Okay, just want to
You
make
said
sure.
investigation.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Look,
You need some glasses, old man. It's too dark out.
looking around, you don't notice anything or anyone casing you guys. As you do get out, though, this is a familiar sight to Dark and Minnie. But Gar, Varus, and Lyra, you watch as the sun starts setting and dusk starts settling in. These little pinpoints of light start appearing throughout the city. And you watch as they all start drifting closer and closer. If anyone would like to roll a perception check or an investigation check, they can.
Except for us who know what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll definitely perceive. What's
Nice.
it?
As one drifts closer to you, Star, you notice that
Mhm.
it looks like a small, little, thick glass orb that just seems to give a little bit of light around it. Each one seems to hover over a grave. Dark and Minnie, you know that these are drift globes that each one belongs to members of different families, and it's just a small little way that they help remember their ancestors and where they came from.
Oh.
Yeah, neat.
Retcon, by the way. because for some reason I thought my last name was with a T, but it's also with an N. So when we were looking for Never Ember, we also would have noticed that my parents' name was also missing in the ends.
Okay. Well, still,
Yeah.
doesn't change much other than they still got someone still got your family's names.
Motherfucker stole his family name.
Wow.
This is very interesting and slightly creepy. Can we leave now?
I always found
inside.
it beautiful myself.
Well,
It's
if
very
they're
sweet.
leaving, I'm assuming it's probably night by now. Then, Wolfie, I
Yeah.
am probably gonna return to what I was doing and head back to inspect that wall further again. See if it feels like it's become more hologram, I guess would be the way to word it. I can't think of the actual word I want to use.
Illusory?
Illusory, yes. Thank you.
Illusory. That's a
Looking
very good word.
looking at the spot, you do notice that it does seem to be more faded than it was previously.
How much more am I able to stick a whole body part through?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I'm going to try to stick just my hand axe through completely first. And if that doesn't work, I'll try my hand. I'll put my character back down that spot.
Ooh, you're coming from the bad way, that will.
Wolfie,
Actually, no. Right.
roll 20
Actually-
chat.
We'd actually be coming from like down in this direction. And
Yeah, we
You
would be coming from
did
down here,
find
yeah.
out what
Walking that way.
the exact day that he died, and knowing that, you would be able to eventually discern either with a nature check or just with enough time what the moon phase would be.
Okay.
And
Either way.
could you tell me that information right now, or are we going to wait on that?
It was a full moon like tonight.
It was a dark and stormy night, and I just like this one.
So what's the result
Sorry.
of what I did?
You said that you were sticking your hand axe through.
I tried that first. If it doesn't work, I try my hand.
As you start pushing your hand axe through, it disappears.
I'm still holding it technically, so
Yeah,
I'm
you're still
assuming the
holding
whole
it, but it disappears from sight.
Okay, I'm gonna, while still holding it, raise up and down.
While you're still holding it, you're going to raise up and down.
I'm
Is that what you said?
raising my whole arm up and down to see how big that gap is now.
You raise it up, raise it down, and it's about a 6-inch tall gap and wide enough that it's pretty close to the battle axe that you have.
Okay. I reach around and well, I pulled that out for now, and I reach around at some of the other ones that are shaded differently to see how many more of them are doing the same thing.
All of them seem to be more illusory now.
Okay.
And
With
putting your
the-
hand in, you do find a similar situation where you can get a good chunk of your hand in and you can move it up and down.
Okay. My question is then, between all of them, depending on their possession, obviously, am I able to decipher how much of a gap I could get between all of them? Or is it they're spaced out differently?
They're clustered together for the most part. There are a couple regular bricks in between.
Okay. would I be able to? Okay, what I guess I'm trying to say is, would I be able to fit through in some way, shape, or form?
You could probably squeeze the over all the gaps. You could probably squeeze most of your arms through, and possibly your head.
What I might do is that then I do have dark vision, so I can see in there. I'm gonna do that to see if I could see whatever would be in there.
Pushing your head through, you see a very, very pitch black room. You notice that there is a object in there that does appear to be a battle axe.
Okay. Shut up,
As you,
DB.
I didn't say shit.
No,
I just
you
read
didn't
what
say
you
shit.
wrote.
No, he didn't say shit, man. You're not seeing it.
That's funny. Anyways, how
looking,
far is it?
it's within arm's reach, but as you put your head through, you hear the voice much louder now.
What is it saying? Out of curiosity, just say my name. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to, since I knows I can reach it, I'm gonna grab the handle.
As you do, the voice suddenly gets deafeningly loud for a moment before growing very quiet.
Okay. Do I need to do any kind of like con save or anything like that for how loud it was?
Sure. Do a constitution save. All right.
Rain is gonna
with
kill
that-
us.
With that, you are kind of taken back a little bit by the sudden volume of the voice, but it does die down.
Okay.
And do you pull it out?
I tried to
Yeah,
pull
you
out,
said-
yeah.
As you pull it out, you are starting to meet some resistance. I'm going to need you to make a strength check.
Okay.
With no issue, you just start inching out. An ebony handle coming out first before you see a very dark battle axe with a very interesting curve to each side of the blades. Upon further inspection, you notice small little runes etched into the middle, I guess, of the head. Is that what would it be called? The head of the axe, the center part?
Yeah, the head. I'm trying to get this to show up on my stream real quick. There we go. For those in chat that would like to see what I am seeing, this is the battle axe, and I also post in group chat for everyone else that wants to see it. Alright, so yeah,
Holy crap.
that would be the head of the battle axe, yes.
All right, you now have a very interesting looking battle axe in your hands.
Yeah, before people come back, I immediately take it upstairs with me, and I go looking for a cloth to completely wrap it in, and on my way to doing that, I take it up to what I'm saying is my room in the attic, bedroom. So I'm wrapping it in and placing it in there.
Okay.
So, you want me to roll anything for finding a cloth that's big enough to wrap it with? I'm pretty sure I probably have something on the dump for that matter.
I would say roll stealth just to try and make it look inconspicuous.
Roger that.
Gotta look at the actual DM. Okay. You do your best. I'll take a note of that.
Roger that. So yeah, I make my way up there and I place it probably in
Make a way.
that corner.
All right.
So I'm just gonna do this and say it's that. Good enough. And then I make my way back all the way down to the tap room before they get back.
As you
And
walk back down, you just hear one more word. Soon.
Okay. I acknowledge it, but don't give a response.
As you come back down, your rest of your party starts filtering in, and you notice now that you have seen everyone, you notice Gar has some new interesting items.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the turtle and immediately go. I mean, I'm digging the purple, but why? Why?
Hey, gotta have a little creativity color, you know?
Who
It's important.
scammed you?
No one scammed me. I think it's great.
Fucking novelty items. I'm gonna make my way back to the kitchen. As I do, though, on the way there, I'm gonna ask if anyone is hungry.
Raise my hand a little bit.
I acknowledge that, and I start working on cooking.
So, fun fact, I actually did not modify that at all. It actually says in the thing that everything in that shop is purple.
That
So
is
I was like-
amazing.
I was like, oh, this shop is specifically catered to Rain. Sorry, you're on mute.
Here's the funny part. Wolfie can confirm that I just
Darling.
made like a 4-star meal.
Ukrama, thank you very much. And what do you need help with? You've been caught here all day.
Oh, it's fine. I just finished up, actually. You can carry out a couple of the dishes for people. To describe what I am making, it's we end up getting
tavern
some
made a famous
venison
tavern.
and stuff. So I made a venison-based stew and got some of the bread out and portioned it up and dipped it into the top of the soups or stews.
I'm going to call because I'm pretty sure Trisra just kind of like cheated at the back door. Trisra, we're eating dinner.
I'm just replying, fine.
Come on in, we won't bite. Not even Ukrama.
Nah, he's just gonna hit me
kinda
with a
late.
pan again.
I don't have a pan in my hand. I have 5 bowls of food. Get your ass in here, or I'll
I
throw
took
it
one
at
of
you.
There's 6 of us, though.
I just start laying out bowls and stuff.
Yeah, I know. It would have been like 3 or 4, yeah.
Oh, we need some veg for the turtle. I get a bowl of salad and put that together for Gar.
Sure.
Gar, here you
Did
go.
you just assume that he identifies as a vegan?
Actually, I asked him. I asked
That is
him
just
before
rude,
we
man.
went shopping. And you can be nice. No
I'm
assumptions
just giving
here.
you shit.
I just grab it,
I'm
nod,
putting it
and
right
just
back.
I just start eating and just mind my business. I go, gotta have a little bit of a mixture, you know? You can't just eat one thing. You gotta eat a little bit of everything.
Well, there's plenty of the stew and more bread if you want either of those. And I lay out the rest of the food for everyone. Brew off, I'll bit. Thank you. Anyways.
This was absolutely delicious.
While people are eating, I do let everyone know, other than Ferris, because, well, he hasn't claimed one, obviously, but that's besides the point. We can take care of that at another point. Looks like he decided the spare room, so I'll just say that's done, actually, then. Never mind. I do let everyone know that all the rooms that were picked out by everyone are dealt with.
Well, we'll
Excuse
look
me.
for that in a minute, but it's about time to wrap.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'll probably end up changing the layout again now that we're down some people, and I'll probably end up with a I'll probably end up putting some kind of bathroom on the second floor so that they don't have to march up to the third to use it.
Oh, I was gonna say, just the spare room could be that. You got the private bath on the third, and then well, you've got two on the fucking third, actually. But no, I was gonna say, like, the librarian study could be said that was just moved up to the top floor.
Well, the quote unquote baths would literally just be a tub. The privies would be where you would actually use a toilet and stuff. So I'll probably rearrange things to where there's possibly a bath and maybe a privy on the second floor, and probably rearrange the attic storage to where you'll have one up there as well. So I'll work on that later.
Either way, yeah, I think that's everything.
Well, and Faye did thank you for the bookshelf. In the chat.
Well, if anything you would like to do before we call it a night?
No, actually, I think this is a very good stopping point for tonight.
Is there anything anyone wants to say before we call it a night?
I was
etc.
I was actually going to go in the basement and look around to see how the place would be for the plants and so on.
Make an investigation check.
I will go back and look for you real quick, Wolfie.
We're gonna grow our own grapes and make our own wine.
So down there, it looks like if you prepare it correctly, you probably could get some plants down there. It would be a little tricky getting enough light, but if you prepare it properly, you could. You do also notice that part of the wall does seem to be faded and more illusory right now.
And that would be that up there, right?
Yes.
Where I was.
Okay. I think this is where we're gonna leave it.
We're going to end on a ...
Exactly. Leave it on a spin point.
So next week we are not doing D&D, but from then on out we're going to be doing D&D every Friday night.
We are going to try to, at least.
Yeah. So we'd be picking back up on the 20th.
Yes.
That's fine.
So for those who are interested, next week some of us will be dealing with, well, not dealing with, we will, some of us
partaking
next week
will be,
we'll be
trying to survive Copper's crazy things.
Yes. One of the members of the confectionery group, Copper Cable, is doing a horror-themed one-shot next week in honor of Friday the 13th. I'm not sure who all is participating.
I know Rain is.
He hasn't picked yet. So
I actually
don't know
was
about Rain,
confirmed
but
as one.
that's very neat.
I do know that I am not personally going to be of. Oh wow. I'm personally not going to be actively participating as a player. I'm going to be messaging Copper and just saying, hey, if any rulings come up, I'll just be on the side so that whoever's in the one shot can keep playing and he can kind of stall while I look up the rulings and things like that. Gart, Copper in his Discord said that he was going to do a horror themed one shot. I canceled D&D for this next week. So
he specifically.
So a one shot is
a one-off. It's not going to be multiple sessions.
Yeah. So a one shot is just a singular, one-time campaign where it's usually one adventure, has maybe 2 or 3 encounters, and you're just trying to do one specific quest. A good example of that is a couple years ago, Critical Role has, well, actually, over the past couple years, Critical Role has done a number of one-shots. The most notable ones being Honey Heist, The Night Before Christmas, and the one that Sam Riegel did, the
Arena one,
Battle Royale.
The raccoon
card. Battle Royale.
The premise of the campaign, it's going to be a level 5 one shot. He's not really restricting too much, but it's basically from.
Don't make a broken character.
Yeah, but it's Friday the 13th from 7 p.m. Central to midnight Central Time. He doesn't need you to go into a huge amount of detail for like background and stuff. He just needs your race, class, alignment, and why they would be attending essentially a carnival play.
A play that's a play is possibly illegal.
Yeah.
From what I remember, he said that it was going to be themed around a play that is.
He sent me the premise if you want me to read it.
It's a political satire, if I do recall.
Yep, pretty much. So, I would also say DB would not read that right now, just because I don't know if he wants that out there yet or not, because it might change.
Yeah.
As far as
I think that's the one.
Of it.
I think that's the one thing that he's pretty adamant on keeping, because he's already figured out the whole story behind it.
I'm saying how it's written now.
He's already read out the teaser, so he's read it out on his stream, so it's public.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it'll be interesting, and it'll be slightly.
It's going to be here for a second.
Yeah.
Let's see. Come tonight to see the play that has been sweeping the nation, the laughs, the drama, the scandalous actors who dare speak out against the king. Though, of course, you'll have to sneak away to see such a show. Under the cover of darkness, as a crowd forms just outside the abandoned theater, you start to hear nervous chatter of excitement from the commoners. It seems they're thrilled to see the late-night show, and some are even commenting how brave the actors must be to speak out against the king. Others taking bets on how long it will be until the town guards raid the show and shut things down. So hurry up and take your seats for the show.
Gart, I will say that I don't have any say in it because it's not my one shot. You would have to talk to Copper first.
Yep.
Message him, tell him you're interested in coming in. It's up to you.
And I think he said it's going to be at maximum 5 people.
Yeah, because he doesn't want.
He really doesn't want to have too many.
He doesn't want to overload himself.
I told him he didn't want to pull Wolfie and start with 8 people.
Nice.
Because this is his first time. This is his first time DMing.
And I also let him know that, I'll join if he doesn't have anybody else. So
That is what I said, because I wanted to get other people in our joint communities the chance to.
Right,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay, but that is where we are going to end tonight.
Yep.
We will see everyone. I would say bright and
In
early, but
debrief.
it's more dark and early for 2 of our players in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying it. I don't
Bye,
care.
everybody. This is really good.
Bye.
Let's go and let's see you guys in Discord.
Yeah.
Yep.
See you
Yeah,
guys in
bye.
debrief.